You look amazing.
Thank you.
So
Amazing.
gorgeous. I was hoping you'd come on and look slightly ragged. But no. Now, you've actually just released your greatest hits box set, but it's singles, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 29 separate singles, individually packaged.
Wow.
I guess for the superfan, it's kind of a fun thing. And there's a lot of them. And there's B-sides, too.
Oh, really? And did you choose all your favourite ones? I mean, it must be very difficult to choose.
I don't even remember, actually.
Really?
There are songs in there that I don't even know that I actually ever did.
I don't remember recording.
No, I really don't. I don't. But I mean, I've been doing this for 40 years.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that I do remember and a lot of things I don't remember. So.
And you are actually going back on the road again,
Yeah,
aren't you?
well, yeah, big tour, 2 weeks, 6 cities. I start on Saturday in Brighton and I end on the 10th in London.
So how long is it since you've actually toured now?
I toured last year.
I
like to go out for a few weeks at a time. I don't like slogging it out on the road anymore.
Do you go out as parties? Because there's massive 80s revival tours now, isn't there? Do you go out as part of them or still solo?
I do a lot of festivals where it's just instant gratification and just do the hits for half an hour.
Now, do you wear the clothes, though?
No, I don't.
Why not? I remember you from the first time. The clothes were amazing.
Oh, my God. Some of the fashion was pretty funny.
Have you kept any of your old clothes?
I have kept some of it, yeah. I have some really good square dance dresses that I used to wear on stage in the punk days that are actually great. Yeah. But no, I don't wear them on stage. No.
Can I ask you a question? I read that you apparently, when you met your husband, it was love at first sight, and you knew immediately there and then that you'd be together forever, and you have been up to now.
Yeah, well, we met at a party, and he wasn't very nice to me the first time, and I was like, no one talks to me like that. Of course, that was a way to get me, is not being nice to me. Anyway, that's a whole other story. So I ran into him a couple days later. He asked me out. We went out. And I moved in the next day. And that was about 32 years ago. We've been together.
And the secret is to keeping the marriage alive? We
do have time apart. And I think that and actually, if you can have separate bedrooms, I think that's a really good thing, too. Because everybody needs their own space. And and he needs his space, I need my space. And the nature of my work, I have to travel. He does, too. So there's time apart. But I think it's good not to be together 24/7.
I agree.
Do you think you're hard to live with?
I think, yes. I'm not the easiest person in the world, but neither is he. So.
Well, you admit to being very rebellious when you were younger.
I think my middle name is Contrary.
Really?
So I'm just contrary by nature.
So you've got the same middle name as Janet.
Yeah. We've had a few nights out.
Yeah. We have had a few very wild nights out.
Yeah, yeah.
But rollers were in or out? Rollers in?
We didn't wear rollers, did we?
You're just rolling around.
But it was quite a tumultuous kind of career, really. I mean, we saw you obviously always looking glamorous and like you were having a ball, but there was kind of a dark side behind the scenes.
Well, I think everybody has their demons or their dark side or their shadow side. Yeah, I've been doing singing since I was 17. I had a book out about 5 years ago or so, and I talk about overcoming demons, of which I talk about addiction and alcoholism, and I struggled with that for 30 years until I was 47.
What about body image? You struggle with that too?
Oh yeah, I went through all that.
Because not only were you expected to look a certain way, but you imposed on yourself an unreal
standard,
goal.
an unrealistic standard. Now I don't really care.
Now you don't have to.
No, I do care, but I'm not to the point where it doesn't run my life, where it used to run my life. I'm having to be a certain size and look a certain way, and of course, pressure from the record company to, be photogenic.
And do you still see that today with young girls coming up in the business? Would you give them advice and say, look?
I'd say I'd say to my young self, you're perfect the way you are.
Yeah.
Oh, what have you said to your son? And what's it been like being a mother and having gone through all that and then seeing your son grow up?
he grew up in France, and of course, you know, because I lived in France most of the time, and of course he wanted to go to LA as soon as he graduated. And he left on the first flight after his the prom, so he was out of there. So you know, LA is a very difficult place to live, and for anybody, especially struggling with confidence. And I just say you're perfect the way you are. You know, and he is.
Do you feel overprotective of him, knowing what the lifestyle is like?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Especially, yeah, and especially in LA, it's a tricky city. It's not like your normal city.
Of course.
How's he doing?
It's not normal, huh?
How's he doing out there?
He's great. He's a big LGBT activist, and he does a lot of political work. He's involved in city politics, and I'm sure he says he's going to be the first gay president.
See, I know that you're very good in your research, very meticulous.
Yes.
So I need to know, did you check out all those sexual positions before you wrote the book?
Absolutely. Everyone. That's why I'm exhausted today.